Okay, children, the time now is 5:30. Oh, Catherine, you're going to Sydney next year. Very good. All right, Sydney is it's a very nice city also, I believe. All right, come. So children, 5:30 already, the lesson start already. All right, so let's go and take a look at this question first. All right, this was the only homework question last week. All right, I think that time Darius stayed back to attempt this question. All right, the rest of you, I believe you take a picture of it. All right, any one of you got the answer? All right, or you can just try now. All right, try now. All right, yep. Toby also did, right? Yeah, you stay back for a while with Darius, I think. All right, to try to look at the question. Right, if you still remember the answer, Toby, can you give me the answer again? Yeah, the rest of you, can you try this question? Hello, Aries. How are you today? Hey, Gabriel, what's up? All right, and Shiyu, can you please turn on your video? Thank you so much. All right, everybody's coming in already. Yes, Xander is coming in also. Woo! Hello, Shiyu. Hello, Gabriel. Okay. Yeah, some of you already answered the questions last week already. Yeah. But now leh? Hello, anyone? All right, look at this question again because it's a fraction question. It's actually quite important. Oh, yes, Toby, you got it. Thank you. I think you still remember your answer and you still have a record of it. Good job. Good job. Right, Darius also right. Darius, we did this question. I think you stay back to look at this question with me. All right, do you have the answer? The rest you can try. The rest can try for a while. All right, let's wait for all of them to come in first. I think there's still a few missing. Yes, Catherine, good job. 630. Oh, did I just say out the answer? You're right. All right, Kat, you're right. Good job. All right, part A is correct already. Good job. Darius, are you okay? Is your nose a bit itchy? Yeah, my boys, right? His nose always very itchy one. So always call his nose naughty nose. Yeah. So he keeps scratching the nose until he hachu one. Xander, how are you today? Looking very good. Very good. All right, Agnev. Wow. I really like your earphone, Agnev. Red color, very cool, very hip. Not like mine, very dull, black color one. I think I must get one of Agnev's what? I see. Okay. Anyone else? Ah, yes, Darius, yes, correct. You must try to make the denominator the same. And part B, is it? Olivia Tong, your part B answer is not correct. All right, but good try. Thank you for trying. All right. Eric, you might want to look at this question and try also. All right, this is like a P4 fraction kind of question. Last week we will be doing some WA revision, right? Remember? Right. So usually I have one of such questions so that we can wait for all the latecomers to come in. All right, they are all coming in right now. And Kat, yes, your second answer is correct. Very good, huh? Kat. Wow. Right, Darius, I think your first step is on the right track already. Good job. All right. So Kat, you got both answers correct. Good job, my goodness. You're amazing. All right. So yes, some of you this week got the WA right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Because last 2 weeks we have been trying to practice on the WA already. All right. So did any one of you get back the WA results? You can let me know, right? All right. Tell me how much you score. Yes, Darius. Good job. Your part B answer is correct already. Yeah. All right. Some of you the WA is next week. Is it? It's also okay. All right. You just take out the last 2 weeks of what? Take out the last 2 weeks of the WA revision and you can look through. All right. That will give you enough practice. Can? All right. Hey, who is this Zara person? Hello? Who are you? Sorry. Right. We have Eldon. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, children. Can or not? Aries, are you there? Hello, Nico. Meow. I like your cat earphone. Is that no, right? That's not a picture, right? That's a real earphone, right? Quite cool, huh? Okay, come. Yes, Darius. Your answer for A and B is correct already. Okay, good. All right, I managed to get 3 answers really from Darius, also from Catherine, and also from Toby already. Yeah, good. I'm happy with all these answers and they are all correct. Good job. All right, come, children. Let's take a look at this question together. Come. So question number 10, right? This is from the last week's homework. The one question that I gave you. Susan received an allowance. Sure. What's the meaning of allowance? Allowance is actually means the money that your daddy and mommy gives you. All right. So for example, right, I don't know. Now your allowance, weekly allowance, right, is about how much? Got $20 or not? Every week? Got or not? Or is it less than that? Oh, okay. Some of you got $15. That's a lot, huh? Right, because sometimes your canteen money, right, one day probably you spend $2 enough, right? Yeah, so 5 days, $10, still got $5 extra. Oh, still got average of $20. Not bad, huh? Not bad. That's very good. Okay, that's good. All right, so you all know what's the meaning of allowance. All right, so allowance can be on a weekly basis, it can be on a monthly basis. It really depends on your daddy and mommy. Yes, very good. Olivia Ong, all right, my sister, she says that she saved the remaining money. You are supposed to do that. All right, good. All right, got extra money, go and save it. Don't go and buy candies, okay? All right. So if Susan received an allowance of $840 every month, all right, so somebody must be giving her $840 every month. All right. This month, she spent 3/4 of her allowance. All right. Can you see that? Down here, the fraction, right? This 3/4 is looking at what? Her allowance. Are we clear on that? And you read a little bit more. And 1/5 of it. Children, what is the meaning of it? All right, this it also represents her what? Her allowance. Do you know that? All right, so all these green color lines, right? All these green color lines, we are talking about the same thing. All right, and there's another fraction down here. Can? Okay, and these fractions are what we call what? Real fractions, Real fractions, remember? Remember real fractions? All right, so the fake fractions are what? Fake fractions are those that got the units behind. All right, what are the meaning of fake fractions? If you can recall with me, right? For example, I talk about something called half kg, right? Half kg plus, let's say, 1/4 kg. All right, so all these are considered like what? Quantities. All right, they're considered like quantities. All right, so I call these fake fractions. Can? All right, so these fractions, right, you don't have to what? Don't have to draw model. All right, don't need to draw model. All right, because you can simply add them up. Don't need to draw model. All right, you can simply add them up or you can simply subtract them depending on the question. Can? But this type of question, look. They say 3/4 of her allowance, 1/5 of her allowance. All these are what I call real fractions. All right. And sure, the question here is talking about the allowance, right? If we are talking about the same allowance, if we are talking about the same thing, right? How come the denominator is different? Right? So that's the first question you got to ask yourself. Why like that? All right. So if that is different, right? If that's different, right? My advice to you is, children, let's try to make it the same. 3/4, right? Versus 1/5. And remember, because they are talking about what? They are talking about the same thing. What is the same thing? Both of these are talking about the allowance. They are talking about the same money. It's so funny. All right. So if they are talking about the same thing, right? If they are talking about the same thing, please attempt to make the denominator the same. All right. Because the denominator, right, will represent like the total. All right. The total has to be the same. Hey, Cher, what is this called? Anyone knows? All right. This is what I call equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions. From 5, how do you get to 20? Times 5. If you do that to the denominator, remember to do that to your numerator. This is called fatness. Oh, sorry. Fairness, not fatness. Right? This is called fairness. 5, how to get to 20? Times 4. Numerator also must times 4 to give you a 4. All right, this is called equivalent fraction. Very good, Toby. I saw your entry. Beautiful. So they are talking about the same thing, right? Hey, they are talking about the same what? They are talking about the same allowance, right? Yes. All right. So you make the fractions the same already. You make the denominator the same already. Sorry, not make the fraction the same. You make the denominator the same already. Now, what do? Can you draw the model? You can. All right. Sure. 20 total means what? Have to draw 20 units, right? You can do that. All right, but if you do that, right, it will be a little bit time consuming. All right, but let me just draw it out for you guys first to make things a little bit clearer. All right, because you learn something called model drawing in school. All right, can you see that my lines are so straight and the intervals are so accurate? Jealous, right, y'all? Yeah, man. All right, so in primary school, right, I actually love to what? I actually love to draw models. All right, so that's why you can see that my models are actually quite nice one. All right. So down here, what do you see? What do you see? All right, she spent 3/4 of her money on a trip. All right, on a trip. And we found that 3/4 is actually 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And all this is spent on a what? On a trip. Like me, right? So I'm spending this amount when I go to Perth at the end of the month. All right, so I'm spending this amount when I go to Perth at the end of the month. All right, so that's called spending money on a trip. And she spent 1/5 of the allowance on her daily expenses. All right, and the 1/5, right? The 1/5 is talking about what? The 1/5 is talking about the daily expenses, which is down here. The tick, 1, 2, 3, 4. So down here is daily expenses, daily. And what is this? What is this last one down here? This is called the left, right? Right? Maybe she put it into a saving. I don't know. So once you have the model out, right, it's very, very clear already. What is the only clue? All right, what is the only clue? Xander, yes, my nose is a bit stuck. Thank you for your concern. All right, you can hear that I sound a bit, got a bit of flu, right? Yeah. So my nose is a bit stuck. Yeah, naughty nose. That's why I understand what Darius is going through just now when he was rubbing his nose. Oh, thank you for your concern. All right, so down here, right, we only got one clue. What's the one clue? We only got $840. And this one represents the total. All right, $840 represents the total amount, which means from here to here. Yeah, the whole thing down here is 840. Yeah, that's the total amount. Can you see the colors or not? Beautiful or not? I know. All right, so Kat, you're right. 840 divided by what? 20, right? Because got 20 units, right? How much did she save on her trip? All right, and how much did she save? How much did she spend on the trip and how much did she save? Wait, there's one more student coming in. Let me admit him in first. Okay, come. So with this model drawing, right, can you see something? Can you see that the 20 units down here actually represents the $840? All right, you compare total with total. That is a very fair comparison. Always look for the one. How do you find the one? All right, 20 friends share $840. One friend will receive. Please divide. All right, learn to divide. All right, it's okay to divide. Don't be fearful of dividing things. And down here, do you see not? 84 divided by 2 is a 42. The 0 and the 0 will cancel each other off. So how much did she save? The left, this one represents the 1 unit, right? It means the saving, right? According to the question. So down here, I managed to find my part B answer first. Can find part B first. Why not? Right, teacher never say cannot. Just make sure that your workings are all clearly stated. Your model is drawn very nicely. Nobody can say cannot. All right, so you make sure that your working is very nicely presented and everything is nicely drawn, right? Everything will be okay. Zoe and Nicole, can you please turn on your video, please? Thank you so much. All right, Harini also, if you don't mind, if your video is off. Is it off? Yeah. All right, so moving on. How much did she spend on the trip? So the trip is what? This portion is the trip down here. How many units? 15 units, right? Those of you, if you're listening. So 15 units means what? All right, if one person got $42, 15% got 15 times 42. That's the way to do it. All right. Do you know how to multiply by two numbers? Of course you do. All right, of course you do. Down here is a 21. Remember to put a 0 down here. All right, this 0 many people forget to put, but you're not belonging to the many people. All right, you belong to the best already. All right. So down here, your answer will be $630 is how much you will spend on the trip. Is that okay, children? All right, so this type of question, right, will it come out in the end of year exam? Usually it will. All right, and it comes out, right, it will be about 4 marks question in your paper 2. Those word problems kind of question. All right, and if you can handle them, right, you are very good already. Can? So don't worry about it. All right. At least you understand now. Right. Practice a few more times, you will get